Hi, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share simple tips and tricks that I wish I knew earlier in my doll collecting journey that could have helped me to have my doll's hair to have a better hair journey, if you will, and not had to been rewigged a whole decade later. Because girl, let me tell you, rewigging your doll is, one, is not cheap, and two, is not easy and is not for the weak. So I would like to make this video to be able to help somebody out there to avoid some of the mistakes that I made as a child and growing up being a doll collector. And so yeah, that's what this video is for today. And at a point I was experimenting with my doll's hair, and I was following the crowd of what other people were saying. This is what you should do with your doll's hair. This is how you take care of it, X, Y, and Z. And as I make this video today, I do know and understand that some of the things that I may say in this video that work absolutely well for me and my doll collection may not necessarily work for you and your doll collection, because even though these dolls are underneath the same branding or the same category of having the same type of hair, there are insight factors that varies from doll collector to doll collection. But either way, I still hope that there's something in this video that you can find useful. And so yeah, let's get started with this video. But before we can officially start, I need you to subscribe if you aren't already, like this video, comment down below, and share this video with a friend that you think could use it. And now, with that being said, we can get started with the video. Before we dive in, here's some little things to be mindful of when it comes to your doll's hair. So, little thing that I have started doing a couple of years ago is I will ask myself, whenever I'm in the process of doing something to my doll's hair or buying something for their hair or whatnot, I will ask myself, is this something that I would use on myself? And if I would not, then chances are I'm not going to sit here and use it on my doll, because honestly, what type of sense does that make? So yeah. And I'm very cautious with the hair ties that I buy for my dolls. Obviously, when I was younger and I was first starting out, I didn't really care what hair ties was going in my doll's hair and stuff. And now I'm very cautious about that pretty, for example, my dolls do not use hair ties that have metal in them, because metal is going to destroy their hair. Metal will destroy your hair. And so I'm very cautious about the hair ties that I buy for them. I use hair elastics, which I think everybody knows that you use hair elastics and not rubber bands, because I think everybody knows rubber bands are bad. But if you didn't, rubber bands are bad. They are definitely extremely bad to your doll's hair and stuff, so stay away from those. And yeah, and also a thing that I have even learned to be asking myself about is hairbrushes, because I think that everybody knows when you first get into American Girl, they are urging you, stressing you that you have to use the wire wig hairbrush. If you don't, it's the end of the world. You're a bad doll owner and X, Y, and Z. And girl, let me tell you, I was a kid once, and I have fallen victim to believing that. And honestly, it simply isn't true. And when I was a kid, obviously being a kid, you don't know any better. And I didn't have anybody to be telling me better. And nobody really, I feel at that time, even knew the damage of how bad the wire wig hairbrushes were for your doll's hair, because American Girl was still new at that time, so nobody knew. But obviously now, as time has gone on, I feel more people are aware that it's not good and that it actually does more damage to your doll's hair than good. So if you have a dull brush that is a wired hairbrush, I urge you, please throw it away right now. Go to the dollar store. You'll be saving a lot of money and not having to be paying that $18 for a hairbrush. Which, girl, would you be paying $18 for a hairbrush for yourself? Like, I don't think so. So why would you pay $18 for a hairbrush for your doll? But nevertheless, let's move on. Which I actually have like a lot to say about this rewig hairbrush, and we're going to get into it a little bit because, girl, I have a little bit of beef with it, which is like so crazy. But like I said, I had to rewig all of my childhood dolls because they're bald. So let's get into it, because it's the brush's fault, I feel, that my doll's hair is bald. And I had to rewig them. So let's get into it. So I feel, and I say this very nicely, that the American Girl wired wig hairbrush is a scam. I say this very nicely, but I do feel like it's a scam. And if you think about it, it makes sense, because American Girl is a business. They want to make money off of you, and they want to ensure that your dolls make it to the doll hospital, or you have to rewig them in the near future. So it's a little tactic, I feel, that they use. And also, like, this hair, the American Girl wired wig hairbrush is $18. And girl, tell me why, like, it literally breaks like every single week. Like, I remember like when I was in the rabbit hole of, you know, believing that wired wig hairbrushes are the end all be all, I remember my mom constantly having to put my hairbrush back together because it stayed breaking. And then when it was beyond repair, then my mom would be like spending another $18 or so to be getting me another wired wig hairbrush just for it to do the same thing all over again. Like, make it make sense. Like, for $18, honey, which I don't even think you would even be paying $18 for a hairbrush for yourself. So why would you be paying $18 for a hairbrush for your doll? Like, logic? Hello? And little did I know that while the brush was breaking, my doll's hair was also breaking and getting absolutely demolished and destroyed in the process of every time I used that brush. If you hear me today, I urge you that if you care about your doll's hair in the future, I urge you to throw your wired wig hairbrush away and go to the dollar store and save your money, girl, because we all could use some extra money, especially being a little doll collector, and, you know, spend it on something else, because $18 for a hairbrush, girl, please. Just for your dolls to end up being like balded and their hair being broken off and gone, totally not worth it. So yeah. There's so much I could say about the wired wig hairbrush, but we have so much to go over, so I will save it. The next tip is, well, it's not really a tip, it's more like a reminder for people out there that whenever you are brushing your doll's hair, you are always to section it off into small sections and brush the hair from bottom to top, just like you would do with your hair. So the next trick that I have to offer you is that when I spray my doll's hair, for one, I use one of those controlled sprayer bottles, and then in the water I put a small amount of conditioner in it, because, well, for one, spraying straight water onto a wig to smell. Like, water is not meant to, like, I feel like be used like that, because it's going to like smell, and it's going to get like, water gets to smelling like old, if you will, or stale, one of those. And so it doesn't even matter if you put like a drop of water, like over time it's going to give off like smell that isn't very pleasant to your nose, girl. So put a little bit of conditioner in it and call it a day. And also, like, with the conditioner, like, not only is it like you're just making your doll's hair to smell good, it actually does like have benefits for your doll's hair, I feel, because for one, the hair is looking brand new all over again. And I've had my dolls for a decade, and even the dolls I have gotten brand new before, their hair would be shiny or silky. Honestly, I don't ever remember getting a doll brand new in box that's hair was like silky. And so yeah, but it would last for like, I would say a good month, maybe not even that, girl. And when I put the conditioner in the water and I mist it onto their hair, it's staying brand new looking, and it feels so much better, honestly. And also, like, I have moved around and I've taken my dolls places, and I would even say with the different seasons, I feel that it plays a part in my doll's hair, like with the air and stuff of it getting dry, it getting brittle. And so I feel like putting the conditioner into water helps it with, like, you know, the different conditions, the different air qualities, and like all of that. If you're going to do this, I wouldn't recommend a strong conditioner. Which, girl, would you use a strong conditioner on your hair? I don't think so. So why would you use a strong conditioner on your doll's hair? But nevertheless, I use a mild, gentle conditioner that hydrates and repairs my doll's hair, and girl, let me tell you, it has done amazing things for my doll's hair. Okay, now let's get into the hair types, because what I have seen a lot is that, like, there be people that be saying or complaining or something that there's a particular hair type that's like so hard to take care of, and like, honestly, I don't really see that to be so if like you have like the proper tools and, you know, just a little bit of knowledge of like what you're going in for. So yeah, but before we like even get there, let's go over the 4 hair types that there are. And if you didn't know, there is straight hair, there is wavy hair, there's curly hair, and there is textured hair. I have all 4. I have had experience with all 4. I'm not very good with taking care of like all hair types. However, I still have some knowledge on like all of them, just because like I've had experience with all of them. So let's get into how to take care of the different hair types. So first, we're going to start out with going over straight hair, which everybody says is like the easiest hair type to take care of. And I'm not even gonna lie, like for the longest time, I literally thought that like straight hair was like honestly the hardest hair type to take care of, just because like my dolls that had straight hair at that time, I could not get it to like look good or look straight. Like, they always had snarls, their hair always looked frizzy and gross looking. And now that like I have more like better experience, obviously straight hair is like definitely like the better hair type. I know how to like take care of it, manage it, do with it to ensure that my doll's hair looks straight and not look stringy. With straight hair, it doesn't require a whole bunch. That's why like whenever you're like getting like a doll for the very first time, like people will always like tell you get the straight hair doll. It's the easiest to take care of. Now that like I have the tools to take care of my doll's hair that have straight hair better, I would definitely agree. Like, you really only have to do like 2 things to a doll with straight hair, and I would say those 2 things are to simply keep the hair hydrated. And honestly, regardless what hair type your doll has, I wouldn't recommend like overly styling it, overly touching it. And that is like literally the thing I was like doing wrong all the time in my experience with straight hair. obviously, like, being a kid, you're gonna want to play with your doll's hair, you're gonna want to do your doll's hair, but at the same time, like, that's fine. But like I said, like, don't over style it, and just make sure that, like, it's hydrated and stuff. Like, you really don't have to, like, brush it that much. You don't have to, like, really comb it that much or anything. Just make sure your hair is hydrated, and, like, honestly, you're good. And you'll have, like, good silky looking straight hair for, like, a while. And also, like, a little side note, like, I don't know, like, maybe it's just me, but I feel like the weather helps, like, dry out hair. So, like I said, you want to keep it hydrated. And yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. So let's move on to wavy hair, which I would say I'm, like, really confident with, like, wavy hair, even though I feel like my girls that have wavy hair, their hair ends up being, like, curly, just because I stay, like, curling it. Like, I say, like, wavy hair is, like, the easiest hair too, next to straight hair. And like I said, it's just a very simple thing of, like, keeping the hair hydrated. And if you want to curl the hair, then I would get a marker and mist the hair a little bit and hold it for a few seconds, and then you have a little, like, wave curl. Or if you want prettier curls, I would get the curler cold rollers and leave it in, like, for a couple of hours to overnight, and then you'll have pretty curls. Next, we're going to go over curly hair, and I'm not gonna lie, like, I'm not good with curly hair, but as I've gotten older, I've obviously gotten, like, a bit better, but I'm definitely, like, not confident with, like, curly hair at all. So yeah. But just, like, a few little tidbits for curly hair that can help you out is that you don't want to mess with it too much. And you definitely don't want to be braiding the hair, doing tight hairstyles at all to a doll with, like, super curly hair, because it's going to loosen the curl pattern. And then over time, that doll that has super curly hair is going to get to being, like, frizzy, is going to get to being fluffy and, like, wavy, and then, like, go to straight, and then, like, at a point, like, break off. So yeah. And also with curly hair, you want to avoid using brushes at all times. I would get a wide mouth comb and use that for the hair, and or a hair pick. And yeah. And if your doll that has curly hair has frizz, just mist it a little bit and then twist it around your finger, and that should make it better. And yeah. I'm still, like, working on, like, learning curly hair, how to take care of it, and, like, getting more confident with, like, doing it and stuff. So let's, like, leave a little, like, note tab on that one. But you know, those little tidbits, like, can help in, like, ensuring that your doll has a little bit of, like, good, better hair. So, and then the last hair type is textured hair. And like I said, I don't really feel like there's any, well, that's a lie, because Addie has textured hair, Melody has textured hair, Kaya has textured hair. And I know that, like, a lot of people, like, they complain and say Kaya's hair is, like, really hard to take care of. And I will be honest, like, I can't really, like, offer too much on Kaya's hair, because I got Kaya as, like, a kid, and I didn't really know the best ways to take care of her hair. So my Kaya's hair is, like, demolished. I would say, honestly, a thing that can help out Kaya's hair is, like, not using a wired wig hairbrush, because that's how my Kaya's hair got destroyed, is me using the wired wig hairbrush. So you should, you know, if you have Kaya, avoid doing that. So yeah. And then I would say in my collection, my only real doll that has textured hair, still has her wig still, is Melody. And what I have noticed is, well, I can speak for Kaya too, because Kaya's hair is, like, dry too, but I would say overall with textured hair, it is, like, a drier, like, hair type. So you have to really make sure that like you have that hair hydrated, or it's going to get to being dull, it's going to get to being frizzy, it's going to be getting to like being ugly, and like you're not being able to put your fingers and stuff through it, and just like not looking good. So you want to make sure that, you know, it's hydrated. That's like pretty much all like I can like really say recommending to do with textured hair, besides, you know, like I would, especially with a doll like Kaya, because her hair is so long, or a doll like Addie, because her hair is also so long, and it like goes like practically to the floor, I would keep that hair like up in like braids, or keep it in a bun or something, to ensure that like the hair isn't breaking off, it's not getting snagged or anything, because like I said, it is like a drier hair type, so it is easier to get damaged. So those are all of my tips and tricks and my advice, my little hair guide on how to take care of your American Girl doll's hair. And also, like, I know that I mainly made this video talking about American Girl doll's hair, but also the things that I talked about in this video can also apply to your Our Generation doll's hair. It can also apply to your My Life as doll's hair. It can apply to, honestly, I feel like any doll that has hair, because it's kind of like, you know, like the same thing, like all the way around. Yeah, but if you want me to make like a like in-depth like separate video on like Our Generation doll's hair or My Life as doll's hair, like whatever, let me know, because I do own those dolls also. But like I said, I think that a lot of what I said in this video can apply to any doll brand that you have out there. If you have any questions or anything that you would like to know, anything you need help with, I can try to help you in the comments down below, because like I said, I have been collecting for a while. I have been doing my doll's hair, kind of, you know, have like a good like foot in the game to be able to put this video out here, because my dolls have been through a lot. Like I said, I wanted to make this video so that I could help somebody out there to avoid some mistakes that I made in my journey of being a doll collector. And like I said, I know some of the things that I say work so well for me may not work for you, but I hope that what I did put out, it can help you. With that being said, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please comment down below, share this video with a friend, subscribe if you aren't already, like this video, be sure to check out the description box down below and follow us on our social medias, because I make a lot of videos doing my doll's hair on TikTok, and I'm trying to get in the groove of like being better about posting on YouTube's. Yeah, but in the meantime, you can check my dolls, like check them out on Instagram and like all of the social medias. The links are down below. And with that being said, I will see you guys very soon with another hair video. Bye guys, I hope that you enjoyed.